Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This video is one you're not going to want to miss. In this video, we're going to set out an extremely high standard baseline for your YouTube videos, and that will help your videos to rank higher now and into the future. From titles to chapters, session time, average view duration, and click-through rates, we're going to cover it all right here, right now. Now, make sure you watch the video in its entirety because we're going to be going through all of the updates and best practices when it comes to titles, thumbnails, descriptions, hashtags, video tags, information cards, playlists, engagement, subscribers, and we're going to do a very deep dive into chapters, video length, video promotion, social media, captions updates, and your FAQs. So stay tuned and let's get down to business. So guys, as you know, in this video, we're going to be running through YouTube best practices for 2023. That's first in the video coming up right now. And then after that, we're going to deal with the big debate topics that are still up in the air. And these issues have been front and center on YouTube for the last year or two, so we're going to clear those up as well. So the first topic to discuss is titles. And if you haven't noticed, there has been a huge change in how YouTube is surfacing your videos based on your titles. Almost every creator that has experienced massive growth have changed their titles to a more human, relatable style, rather than maybe keyword stuffing like they would have in the future. You need to make your titles extremely compelling to human beings. You do have to have your keywords and your topics in the title, but really what YouTube is trying to do is to entice viewers. And the way to do that is to surface videos that human beings will click on. So your top tips here to achieve that is to keep your titles clear, concise, and short. And this will help a viewer to decipher whether a video is for them or not. If it's not really for them, great, they won't even click on it. And that is actually a more desirable result rather than having someone click on the video, watch it for 10 or so seconds, realize it's not for them, and exit. That is going to really cripple your average view duration. So again, clear, concise, it describes the video, keep it nice and short, somewhere around 70 characters or so, and make sure it's going to deter the right people from the video and also pull in the correct people you want to watch your video and people that you know will click on it and watch it for a longer amount of time. For this year and next year, titles have become absolutely huge. Now, following on from titles, as you'd probably expect, is thumbnails. Your video thumbnails could not be more important than they are right now. You're going to put a lot of effort into your video and content, but you're going to have to put a ton of work into your YouTube thumbnails. Your entire channel's click-through rate depends on your thumbnail in conjunction with your title. So you really need to dedicate time and effort and a bit of research into your thumbnails. You know what thumbnails will resonate best with your audience based off your current data and your click-through rates for videos. And when it comes to researching thumbnails, have a look at a lot of different creators and you'll be able to see what works for them. Now guys, I'm not going to delve too deep into thumbnail design on this particular video, but what you need to really know for this year and next year in particular is to create great thumbnails. There's a ton of videos on YouTube showing you how to, and I'm sure I'll upload one shortly as well. Next, we're moving on to YouTube descriptions. This area is absolutely huge, and it also has a lot more impact on your ranking on YouTube and Google compared to what it used to when tags were all the rage. So with descriptions, what you need to understand is that is the bulk content of what YouTube is crawling. So what is in your description is so important. So Google and YouTube alike can really get an idea of what your video is about. Your best practice here is to do a complete description. And I know when you hear complete description, you might think, well, is that 50 words? Is that 500 words? And there is no right answer in terms of word count. Word count is not that important. What's important is that your description describes the video. If it's a really long, intricate video, then your description would kind of go along with that and it would be very acceptable. You would have a longer description. If you're creating a 2 or 3 or 5 minute video that's on one particular topic, your description, you'll be able to achieve your goal of describing it completely in a shorter format. Now, if you have done some web design or website building, you'll know that when you're uploading images, for example, you will put alt text behind those images, alternative text that a screen reader could read and make sense of. Treat your YouTube description like this. Describe what the video is about. Some small tips that can go a long way. Firstly is hashtags in your description. You are allowed to rank for 3 hashtags. So after your initial description paragraph, you can put hashtag topic, hashtag topic, hashtag topic, whatever it is. Now what this does is it opens up your video to surface on 3 more hashtag streams on YouTube. So if somebody is searching through those hashtags, your video will surface there as well. If you use really niche hashtags, you'll surface higher in that stream. If you use a hashtag that's really broad, the chances of you ranking on that stream are a little bit lower. So I would use them, but make them relevant. If your hashtags are irrelevant and you start ranking for those terms, it's going to affect your average view duration because people are going to go to the video, realize that it's not what they're looking for, and leave. Serious damage can be done. Also, even if they don't click on the video and go and watch some of it or all of it, you can actually do a lot of damage to your click-through rate because your video is surfacing to somebody on screen, so it is impressing upon them. And what YouTube does to calculate your click-through rate, that is the amount of clicks on your videos stacked up against the amount of impressions it got. So that can signal to YouTube that your video is surfacing to people and they're not clicking it. That's a low click-through rate. That's a big problem also. Next, we're on to tags. You'll notice when you're uploading your video, there is a space for tags. Tags used to be everything. Really used to affect videos a lot and their ranking on YouTube. Now, not so much. However, I would not leave this area abandoned. If you leave the tags area abandoned, it does not mean that YouTube won't use tags again in future, or even do testing on tags again to see if they want to reintroduce them. So I would use tags. So even if you never rank on YouTube for one of those tags, you never know, YouTube could use it again in the future. Will it surface elsewhere based on that tag, like Google or other Google and YouTube products? Will tags come back into the fray like they used to be really important for ranking videos? It very well could. So if you go ahead and upload 50 videos without tags, you're going to find yourself going back over those 50 or so videos and trying to upload tags to them. What's going to happen is that you're going to try and rush it. It's going to be a huge amount of work. Your tags aren't going to be really patiently thought out like they would be going one by one like you have the opportunity to do now. And it's not going to be the best result for you. Now, to wrap up the description piece, we're going to talk about information cards. Now, there hasn't been a huge amount of change in how people are using them, but it is worth knowing there are 2 big reasons why you should. Firstly is that they are useful to your viewers. If during a video you were to mention another one of your videos to your viewers that is relevant and on the same topic, you can upload the information card there and create a click to another video. What this is signaling to YouTube is that you have watched this video from this creator and you have continued to watch this creator. This topic is relevant. And also that helps with session time and average view duration, which is king. Now, the second purpose is really to kind of help you from losing a viewer or someone cutting off watching your channel altogether or a video of yours completely and signaling to YouTube that, I got what I wanted from this video. I don't need to see another video from this creator. I'm going to exit and go on to something different. So for that reason, I would input information cards in my videos by going to my analytics area, seeing where people are dropping out of my videos, and just before that drop off, put in a useful information card to hopefully keep your session alive with that viewer. Now guys, on to playlists. We're moving away from titles, thumbnails, descriptions, and onto playlists. And there's a little bit here that's really useful. Firstly, before we delve into it, one thing that really is getting to me is when I see people share a video of theirs and they're not sharing it from inside a playlist. So what I'm talking about is, if you go to one of your YouTube videos, copy the URL and share it with somebody, that's fine. They go and watch it, that's okay. Maybe their autoplay is on and it sends people to a different channel, a different video, and you lose out on your session. If you add that same video to a playlist and you go into your playlist and watch that video, you can take that URL and share that. When people get that link, it plays the video from inside the playlist. What that does in turn is it automatically moves on to the next video in that playlist. In most cases, it will be your own video, and in a lot of cases, it will be on the same topic. So that's really powerful for session time, average view duration, and it's just been annoying me for a long time that more people aren't doing this. So my top tip here and best practice would be to create playlists on your YouTube channel. Not only can you put them on the front page of your YouTube channel in a really nice, organized and neat fashion, but it can help you from an actual watch perspective. Again, just make sure the playlist is named appropriately and you only have videos in that playlist that relate to that topic. Anything else but true, honest playlist building is going to create people leaving your playlist. Next, engagement. Now, engagement, I suppose, technically is really down to your viewers. However, that in turn is down to the quality of the video and the information therein. And when I say that, I don't mean production value per se. What I really mean is the quality of the information in that video. I guess the rule here is that engagement breeds more engagement. As you'll probably see on a lot of creators' videos, they start the conversation off after they post a video by being the first comment, and they will ask a question to their audience that their audience can go ahead and answer and create engagement. There's lots of those little tips and tricks that you can employ to create more and more engagement on your channel and on your videos. Why would you do this? Everything that is happening on your channel and on your videos with your viewers and yourself is sending signals to YouTube to push this video forward. If someone releases a very controversial video, there's a ton of engagement on it, and YouTube want to surface that video to more and more and more people. And another little quick tip here is that when people do comment, it's probably hard to get back to absolutely everyone, but if you can, it would be important to do so. Try to write as many responses to people as you can. That is all creating engagement and enticing conversation to happen on your channel. Next, we're on to a big one, and that is subscribers. And here is where I would really like you to have a word with yourself. I've tried to have this conversation with myself as well. I think we're all inclined to want tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers on YouTube, but we have to consider what is YouTube trying to achieve. As I've said enough times in this video, it's all about click-through rate, average view duration, session time, engagement. All of those things is what YouTube really values. You're going to see very small channels in terms of subscribers have viral uptake on their videos. You only have to look at the trending section, and also shorts. At the moment, YouTube shorts are absolutely blowing up. Very small creators are getting a ton of views. So something to think about here is that at the start and maybe at the end of a lot of videos you watch is the creator will ask for you to subscribe. You need to kind of ask yourself, do you want that to be your main call to action? Do you really need to ask for a subscriber? Isn't it a case whereby the value of the information provided in the video will inform the viewer whether or not they want to subscribe, whether they want to subscribe for the content they just got, or if it pings in their mind, oh, there's other information I may be able to get from this creator that's useful in the future, I'm going to subscribe. That's really what I'm talking about here. What might be a lot more valuable in a video would be encourage engagement by asking for a comment or asking a question in your video, or asking for a like if they like the video. That's my personal favorite. I really think if you have tons and tons of subscribers, you're only going to have them for the sake of having them. They're not going to click your video. You could end up with 100,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers and only 1% of your audience watch your video. That's also sending signals to YouTube. And just before we move on, I really like when people like a video because it provides social proof to the next viewer. Personally, when I go to watch a YouTube video, I check out the video, and in the first few seconds my eye wanders down to the amount of views and over to the like and dislike button. I'm not sure if you're the same, but that's how I behave while watching a YouTube video, and then my eyes go back to the video in a couple of seconds. Based on those results that I'm seeing, it's actually giving me some subconscious social proof that, yep, this is a video people watched, engaged with, and liked. I'm going to give it a chance. Next, we're moving on to chapters, and that is absolutely huge. And the best practices and top tips I'll give you now are extremely valuable for one massive reason, and that is that people are using chapters incorrectly. Now, when I say people are using them incorrectly, that is going to offer us an opportunity to use them correctly and take advantage of that. Now, this is extremely easy to do, quick to do, and has massive benefits. So picture this, you're Googling something yourself. It's really small, it's really niche, it's just maybe it's a part of a machine, or it's something technical in a software program that you're not sure quite how to do, but you don't need an hour-long tutorial on it, you just want to see that little tiny bit. Well, this is where chapters can come into play. When you have Googled a topic like that, or a search term like that, and you hit enter, you may well have seen a video pop up in position number 1 on the Google results page. Not only that, but a certain timestamp of that video is actually showing on screen. That is because that chapter title inside the video is ranking on Google for that term. So while people are using chapters to describe what's inside that part of the video, you need to kind of picture it a little bit better than that. And what I'm saying is you need to title that chapter what the search term would be for somebody. So the first big tip here is A, use chapters, and B, just to remind you once again, use them descriptively as if they were a search term on Google. So what are you actually trying to rank for here? What this really does is it opens up this particular video of yours from being able to rank for one title and technically rank for other smaller titles across the video in the form of chapters. Very similar to if you're writing a blog and the heading on the page is H1, the next ones are H2 and H3 and so on and so forth. You're actually able to rank for those terms as well, and YouTube is doing that in video format. It's very, very useful to rank in that way. The viewer or the searcher gets exactly what they want, and you're going to get views and impressions from Google, let alone having to have somebody come to YouTube and look for it there. Now let's move on to video length, and this is really, really important because there has been a lot of rumor over the last number of years about what is the ideal length. The first big rumor is about the 10-minute threshold. If you make a video that's over 10 minutes long, then fantastic, you're going to get way more views, way more ads, way more money, etc., etc. That's not necessarily true. What ended up happening is that people stretched their content or even just left black space at the end of their video to reach the 10-second mark. Now that was working for a little while until YouTube copped onto that, and what ended up happening was that towards the end of a video it was very, very clear that the creator was stretching the video by putting in just black space or putting up subpar content on the video to get people to hopefully keep watching. But this was really underestimating the audience. People know when they're not getting the value towards the end of a video as they were at the start of a video. People's questions get answered throughout the video, and when those questions are answered, they sort of lose confidence in the video and click away. What's that causing? It's causing people to exit the video early and therefore reducing the watch time of that video. So the percentage of the video watched is way, way lower. That's affecting your whole channel, so it's not worth doing that. If your average view duration percentage is decreasing, YouTube is going to demote your video in the rankings in place of videos that percentages are rising. And when they demote the video, they're going to surface someone else's video who's trying to rank for that topic as well. However, their average view duration percentage may be way higher or trending upward at least. So the bottom line really is it doesn't really matter if your video is 3 minutes, 6 minutes, or 9 minutes, or 20 minutes, to be honest with you. Somebody watching 100% of 3 minutes is the same as them watching 50% of 6 minutes, but it sends very different signals to YouTube. So make sure that if it takes 3 minutes to explain or provide the value that you're promising in your video, so be it. The person or the viewer watching gets what they need. If ever you're confused on something small like this, or throughout this year and next year things start to change in an algorithm, what you need to keep in the back of your mind always is Google's mission. And that is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. They do nothing that does not align with that. Everything that they do is aligning to that mission and driving them towards that mission. So all of your actions as a creator should back that mission up. If you're doing things that are causing disorganization or putting out information that is inaccessible and doesn't have a lot of use, you're naturally going to be demoted. But if you are feeding into Google's mission and you are putting out quality content that's accessible, useful, and organized, you're going to be rewarded for that. You could literally structure your content for the next year based on that mission alone. That mission should answer any and all questions you have when you're thinking, what should you do with any particular action? Now guys, on to promotion of your videos across your other videos. And this is where end screens come into play. As you know, the end screen can be used for many things. It's an extremely powerful place to promote a video that might not be extremely relevant, but it is another one of your videos. It is an extremely powerful tool to promote a specific video at the end of a video. Now, usually the most powerful thing to do is to select a video from the same playlist or on the same topic, or that answers the same question or query the viewer is looking to answer, or the topic that they're interested in. But in place of that, what you can do is set your end screens to promote your most recent video. That is live, so that will update every time you do upload a new video. That's a nice way to promote your brand new video across all of your historic videos. Imagine you had 10, 50, 100, 1000 videos and you have people all around the world watching those. At the end, they're all going to promote your most recent upload and help you launch that video to a wider audience. Next, social media. And as a blanket rule, I would say use it, as you probably know. However, use it to a relevant audience. Only share it to a relevant audience. If you get too many eyeballs on your videos that is not relevant, or the viewer doesn't have interest in it, then it's going to be a failure because they're going to click on the video because you shared it on social and exit very, very quickly. And as you know, the signals it sends to YouTube is not amazing. It's pretty much like walking up to YouTube's door, knocking, saying, "Hello there, this is a terrible video. Whatever you do, don't rank me highly. I don't want views." It's no good. Now, on to captions next, and there's two very important things to say on captions. The first thing is that YouTube and Google crawl your captions. So they're actually crawling the audio in your video. So I would say that while avoiding keyword stuffing in your audio, the keyword density in your video's audio and captions is just as important as the density of it in your description of the video. So make sure your captions are correct. YouTube has a tool that does them automatically, but it does require you to speak clearly and concisely and convey value in your videos. Okay guys, so on to some FAQs, some questions I've gotten recently. Let's begin. Should I pin a comment? I would say yes if it will lead to more engagement on a particular video. Should I heart a comment? Yes, for the same reasons. Should I respond to each comment? Well, I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. And the answer really would be, if you can't get to them all, prioritize them for best engagement. And especially if you get questions from viewers, I would of course answer those. What category should I categorize my videos in for maximum monetization? Now, this is an opportunity you get with each video. Each video you can tie to a different category if you wish. However, if you like, you can set a channel default. Some categories pay a little bit more in terms of RPM than others might. However, if you miscategorize the video, the right people aren't going to see the video and you're going to suffer all of the consequences of that. For example, 1,000 views at 20 bucks RPM is worth a lot more than 10,000 views at 50 cents RPM. So in that example, you've half the views but 4 times the revenue. So it's really important just to be open, honest, and categorize your videos correctly. So what I would say is serve your videos to the correct categories, and therefore the correct audience will see it, the correct viewers will see it, and the actual traffic on that video will be more valuable. Now, as this whole video is quite a lot of information to take in, one of the questions I got was, is there software that helps to make things easy? And yes, there is a few YouTube style softwares to help you make it easier. Personally, I use Tubebuddy. There is another one called VidIQ. I haven't much experience with that, but I do imagine them to be quite similar. I just happened to stumble upon Tubebuddy first, and I happen to like it a lot, so there's a link to that in the description if you like. I'll also link over to VidIQ just to make things easy. And now it's time for my call to action to you. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, but I will ask you to ask me questions in the description if anything I've said during this video is unclear, or if you have questions that I didn't even go near on this video. I'd be happy to answer them in the next video. As always guys, I hope you like those tips and I hope you really do implement them and implement them well. A lot of people out there uploading videos on YouTube are doing this very high baseline standard SEO work. From there and from that point onwards, the cream will rise to the top. That is, quality content will beat out everything else, but having all of these SEO style optimizations in place will really help your channel and your videos.